this video, I'm going to be changing my Dorcus species into this breeding box right here. So I've already set it up, this whole thing. You just pour in some substrate for stag beetles specifically. The wood to soil ratio is different because for stag beetles they have a higher wood to soil ratio where they got more wood pieces inside, you know, like, yeah, it's more grainy. And in the middle of this substrate right here inside, I bet you, yeah, you probably can't see. Anyway, in the middle of the substrate, I put some wood pieces inside, dried rotten wood, or whatever you call it. Yeah, those stuff. So they would lay their eggs, and the larvae would start eating them. And now I'm gonna put in, they've already paired, so it's fine now. The male's a little bit crazy. I have no idea why, but there's our male. Very nice. We're gonna put him inside first. And now I'm gonna take the female out. Right there. Here's our female. I'm gonna put him inside. Just let them do their thing. You wanna put some dried leaves inside as well. Make the whole place look natural. Because if you make it look natural, it encourages them to lay eggs. Lay more eggs, I mean. So I usually put dry leaves inside before, not before, yeah, oh yeah, before they lay eggs basically. Yeah, just put it inside the breeding box and it's gonna help them lay eggs because you don't want to stress them out with an environment that doesn't look natural. You want to give them a lot of these leaves so they can hide around, walk around like that. See, she's already trying to dig under this piece of wood. See that? And then I got this piece of wood where you can put your jelly inside. Here's my beetle jelly. Here it is. Then you put the jelly, the food source inside. I usually put it in the middle of the tank, so it's like, you know, more available for them. Bruh. It's like you put it on this side, the end of the tank, then it'd be, you know, less convenient, while if you put it in the middle, it's more convenient for them to find the food. And one thing you gotta keep in mind is when you set this whole place up, you have to make sure the substrate is compressed. So you gotta push it down. Make sure it's compressed and not soft. You wanna give it a little bit of compression, so yeah, makes it easier for it to dig in. Well, it's not making it easier for her to dig in, but it's more of making it easier for her to lay her eggs. So the eggs would be secure once it's laid. And then what I do next is I have these nets that prevents mosquitoes and what do you call those again? I don't know what you call those. Those flies, I guess. Bruh. So once you got 2 layers on, is what I recommend. Once you got 2 layers on, you get your lid. And you just cover. It's just simple as that. It's that simple. And then you wait for a month or 2, something like that. And you open a box again, just check up on them. You want to check up on them weekly, but you start digging into the substrate after a month or 2. Oh, and as you can see, there's like 2 colorations in my substrate. The bottom looks darker and the upper looks lighter, and that's because I put a little more humidity at the bottom and less humidity on top, so it makes it, you know, more natural. It's more natural like this because in the wild it's usually more humid at the bottom and less humid on top. So once they sense that humidity at the bottom, they'll stop digging and they'll know it's, you know, they hit the rock and they'll start laying eggs around this area instead of here. this part is just like for security. And you start checking up on them after a month or two, you'll start seeing passages and holes and stuff where she's, you know, dug around. And yeah, but you gotta check up on them weekly, because you can't forget to change their jelly or spray their enclosure. You want to keep the humidity. So that's all you have to do to keep in mind, and this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.